Hey everyone, it's Tim Holtz and I'm here at Sizzix headquarters. Now, did you know there's actually a trick to creating those paper rosettes? It's much easier than you might think. The cool thing about a rosette is that it's going to add this kind of paper medallion, this dimension to a card, or great for party decor. Now, the new rosette cuts out 3 different sizes and styles of rosettes, and it has this medallion in the center as well. But like I said, there's a trick, and I'm here to share that with you. Now, you can see here on the dies that the rosettes that I designed have an actual perforation in between. We don't really use a crease rule because I find that having those little perforations make folding, the accordion folding, much easier than just using a crease. So when I go to cut a rosette, the nice thing about these new ones is they're much shorter. So I can just use a standard cutting pad to cut these out. I don't need any of the extended cutting pads. And you can use any of your favorite papers. I'm just going to go in and take a printed paper. We'll take this one. This will be great. Just going to pull this right out of the pad. Now, of course, you can go in with a fancy paper trimmer or whatever, but when it comes to die cutting, especially if I'm just going to use part of this, I'm going to take my straight edge part of the die. I'm going to place that down on the paper. I'm just going to make it a little bit wider than my die. And I'm going to take this and I'm just going to tear this towards me. There we go. So all I have now is just a piece of paper for my die. Pretty simple. Now, I'm going to need a little bit for the center. So I'm going to do this as well. Of course, you can take your scissors and your paper trimmer. That's fine. But I usually don't bother with that, especially if I'm going to die cut it. So this is what we have. We're going to take this. I'm going to place this down. I'm going to position that. I'm also going to take my medallion piece. And the nice thing, of course, about this rosette set is you have 3 different sizes. So you really get to choose. There's not one design for a specific rosette. I think for this one, I'm going to go with the larger one. I'm going to place that down. All right. So now we're ready to make our cut. And I'm going to cut these out. All right, we'll place it into the vagabond. And off we go. Now, sometime on these longer dies, you kind of hear that crunchy sound. It's completely fine. There we go. We'll take everything out. All right, place this back down. So we have our medallion piece right there. And then we have this piece. This is going to be our rosette piece. All right, I'm just going to kind of move all of this stuff out of the way. Now, to create the rosette, here's what we need. We're going to start with, of course, our cut paper. I like to work with a hot glue gun. We want to make sure this is on, fired up. And here is the trick. Some washi tape. Any type of washi tape is really the key. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the front of this. This is the design that I want to see from my rosette. So I'm going to turn this over and work on the back of this. And I'm just going to take my washi tape and I'm going to take a strip of it and run this all the way across the back. Just like that. Now this washi tape is going to stay there. Okay, it's not something that's going to be removed later, so that's why I like to put it on the back. And the more you do this, you can even play around and put the washi tape on the front and use it as a design element. All right, now the reason I put the washi tape on the back is because of these perforations, all of these in there, and this is what's going to allow that easy fold, that really quick accordion fold without tearing. If you don't have the washi tape back there, sometimes when you quickly go and fold these perforations, they have a tendency to tear or rip. This takes care of that. Super simple. So I'm just going back and forth, just like that. So now we have completely taken this and made our accordion fold all the way across. All I need to do is take my glue gun. I'm just going to take a little bit of glue, put just a little bit on that end tab. You can use whatever liquid glue that you like if you don't want to work with hot glue. I just think this is much quicker. And I'm just going to overlap those 2 end tabs and roll that off. There we go. So this is what I've created. I've created kind of this circle, so to speak. Now I'm working on a non-stick craft mat. This I also find much easier to work on, and here's why. Because what I'm going to do is I only need to work with one of the medallions that I'm going to put on the top of my rosette. So using the points of the rosette, I'm going to place those down. Those are what's going to fan outwards. I'm going to put those down. I'm going to take my glue gun. I'm just going to put a blob of glue right on that non-stick mat. Place this over the blob of glue. I'm just going to grab this, push this together, and press it down in the glue, and then squeeze it together. And you'll see that little bit of glue sticks up from the top. Can you see that? That little bit of glue just kind of moves its way to the top, and then I can take my medallion and put that right on that little drop of glue and hold it there. This way you don't have to worry about burning your fingers or waiting for that to cool or add a second layer. If you have a big enough blob on the sheet, forcing that glue up through the center, this is just going to allow it to cool, and then I have my medallion. And once this cools completely, I'll give it just another second or so, I'm just going to peel this off of the nonstick mat, and then I can apply it to the project. And after I make the rosette, then I would go in and add any ink or glitter or anything else we want to do to embellish this. So now I can take the sheet, I can simply peel this back. There's my glue that sealed it. And just like that, you've made yourself a rosette.